Today I fucked up by overestimating my clit and losing sight in one eye. Well, fuck. Not a throwaway because I have no shame left to feel. TIFU by orgasming so many times I went blind in one eye. That's right, Catholics, your mother and that one creepy priest who smelt like bologna were right. Seriously, though. Last night I was trying to sleep, obligatory not technically today, but failing miserably. I have bipolar disorder, I'm off my medication, that is a TIFU in itself, and I was in the early stages of a manic episode. For those who aren't batshit crazy or psychology majors, arguably the same thing, that basically means my brain is in complete crackhead mode. I tried to lull myself to sleep by reading, working on my Mothman musical, and thinking about Al Gore. At about 3 AM, after laying in bed for 5 hours, I decided I had to exhaust myself physically rather than mentally. Enter stage left, lesbian porn. Here's the part where I mention how my clit is made of steel. I came twice, my usual, then thrice, barely a strain within 10 minutes. For some reason, coming for the 4th time is always the most difficult. Having finished the porn, which I actually found on Our Lesbians, thanks perverts, I decide to dive into the disgusting depths of my imagination. Now, whenever I'm jerking off to just my vile thoughts, I always have to go completely under the covers. Unfortunately, it is extremely fucking hot where I live. And the only source of escape from the demonic heat is my floor fan, which sounds like a blender giving birth to a garbage disposal. Super sexy background music to my masturbation fantasies, right? Anyway, for some reason I can't come on my own if my head isn't under some blankets cloaked. Maybe Saudi Arabia is actually just extremely progressive towards female sexual pleasure? Since this incident I've only slept for 4 hours. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, at this point I'm abusing my clit harder than an elderly person with a touchscreen electronic. After 10 long ass minutes, which is essentially an eternity to my extremely efficient clitoris, that sweet wave of bliss crashes through me. My clit breathes a sigh of relief and I emerge from my very, very sweaty cocoon of sin. My right eye is stinging a little bit, and I realize the acne treatment I'd put on hours ago has sweated into my eye. I grab my water bottle and pour a little into my eye, roll over, and go the fuck to sleep. I'm sure you can't see where this is going, but I certainly didn't. And now I could probably only see half of it, considering half my vision is obscured by a fucking eye patch. I wake up in intense agony, spend half an hour rinsing my eye and freaking the fuck out. The weird angle I'm bent at over the sink causes my poor clitoris to recoil in sensitivity. For some reason, this made me so fucking angry. I felt genuinely betrayed. Like, how dare you? You did this to me. This is your fault. Et tu, Clyde. Once my eye starts to swell up, I call the poison control line, lie through my teeth, and they tell me to go to the pharmacy. Arguably the weirdest walk of shame I've ever done. I continue to build my throne of lies in front of the pharmacists, who recommend some iron sand, if the swelling doesn't go down, an eye patch. The swelling, my fellow comrades, did not go down. My eye is still bloodshot, slightly stinging, and a lovely shade of what the fuck have I done red, which pairs well with the itchy, puffy skin surrounding it. Now I've got a black eye patch, an angry clitoris, and a dick appointment for tonight that I'll probably have to cancel. I've been wanting to bang this guy for weeks. Also, my eye still hurts like an absolute bitch, and I can't even distract myself with meaningless sex because unless this dude has a pirate fetish I'm shit out of luck. TLDR, I masturbated and now I'm down one eye, one clit, and one much longed for dick. I am not a doctor but I'm sure that guy is definitely looking forward to the dick appointment. And it's still one I can't seem to schedule. I can't even distract myself with meaningless sex because unless this dude has a pirate fetish I'm shit out of luck. You'd be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised at all, but you still would be. Holy shit, your clit evolved a defense mechanism against an overly demanding masturbatory warlord. R/brand new sentence. TBH, I doubt the guy would care if your eye was popped out and hanging there, he'd still bone. Some would consider that a bonus. A bonus. Fixed that for you. Today I fucked up by accidentally suggesting an inappropriate acronym for a Christian camp and giving our church a bad name. So this wasn't actually today as lots of these stories are, but anyway, in January this year I attended a Christian camp called Leaders in Training, or LIT, with 6 other people from my church. The camp is aimed at late teens, helping them to learn how to lead events in local churches and whatnot. Anyway, the camp is pretty big and lots of different types of Christians were there, some who are very strict and conservative, others who are not as much. On the first night our church group is sitting together in the main hall waiting for the main teaching service to begin for the night. One of my friends mentions to me how he thinks the name wasn't very well thought out. The camp likes to seem modern to the younger generation and had a large social media presence using the hashtag #lit. Upon viewing the hashtag, half the results were photos of people at the camp, or posts concerning it, and the other half was of people smoking weed. Here's where I mess up. I respond to my friend that I agree, the name is misleading and suggests something they no doubt wouldn't like to be associated with, and even if you ignore that, the name doesn't even suggest it's a Christian camp. Here it comes, it's a bad acronym, they should have just called it Christian Leaders in Training instead. It took about 2 seconds before my friend and I realized why this wouldn't be a suitable replacement. After these 2 seconds my friend bursts out laughing, arousing the interest of the rest of my church group, no pun intended. He then explains the conversation to the rest of the church group. They were also amused. However, one of my friends didn't understand why this was inappropriate and says, quite loudly, "Clit? Why is that so funny? What's wrong with clit?" The 30 or so people around our little group, who have just heard this question completely out of context, give our group some very upset and indignant looks. So it's night 1 and our little church group gets a bad rep thanks to my lack of thinking before speaking. TLDR accidentally gave my church group a bad rep by suggesting the name of the camp should be changed to the shorthand form of the word clitoris. No mom, I was just trying to find pictures of our church camp, I swear. We had a course category called Creative Literature at my uni. They abbreviated it in the bookstore as the Clit section. I am the CLIT commander. At least it wasn't the Christian Union for Nurturing and Tolerance. Florida has Sarasota County Area Transit. Seattle has the South Lake Union Trolley. They know what it abbreviates to though and embrace it. Quick and cheap. Ride a slut today. I would go with Christian Union for Leadership Training. Or the Cambridge University netball team. My university legitimately has a society called CUMS, stands for C University Music Society. The members have hoodies like I blow for CUMS so they know exactly what they're doing. What about S University Cricket Club?